There's a financial emergency in Sussex, and it's in Los Angeles. They had to beg the King Charles for $245 million in salaries for Harry and Meghan. While Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have secured deals worth millions of dollars, there are indications that not everything is as it seems in their personal finances. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the UK Royal News Trend. So, I've been researching polo horses online. I didn't ask Santa how much GG's cost because I was secretly hoping he'd bring me one for Christmas, even though I've been asking for one for the past 30 years. They are beautiful and amazing creatures, according to the internet, cost around $180,000 each. That's not including the cost of hay. This weekend, among the roughly 328 stories about Harry and Meghan and their upcoming 6-part Netflix series, including royal insiders calling the trailer dropping during the Prince and Princess of Wales's US tour ugly, malicious and pathetic, we have this shocker. They appear to have some money problems. After receiving phone calls begging for cash, King Charles allegedly stopped taking them from his son, as reported by The Sun. It has been said that Harry bombarded the late Queen with calls when she was placed on light duties due to her worsening mobility. This would have occurred sometime after Her Majesty's health crisis began in October of last year. Harry's situation is not as rosy as most would assume. An insider claimed to the paper that he had been seeking both financial support. Whenever Harry wanted to talk, the late Queen would happily oblige, but when he asked for money, she said, "Why don't you speak to your father?" Harry had previously confided in her that Charles had stopped returning his calls. When Queen Elizabeth II complained that she had to take so many calls, Charles responded, "I'm not a bank." Don't rush the expensive process just yet. The Sussex family fortune seems to have mysteriously vanished. If you've been following the dramatic Sussex saga over the past few years, you might be under the impression that the couple is absolutely swimming in cash, thanks to the long list of deals they've inked since moving to the United States. It all started with the announcement of their Netflix contract, then came word of their Spotify agreement, and finally came word that Penguin Random House had signed Harry to a multi-title deal. This is quite the academic turnaround for a guy who got a B in art, but a D in geography on his finals. That's where it all started. Furthermore, Harry made history for the Windsors by doing something absolutely unprecedented. He went out and got himself a job. It was revealed in March 2021 that he had taken a position as BetterUp's Chief Impact Officer, a position in the company's executive suite valued at over $1 billion. Although it has never been revealed how much the Duke may be earning from the gig, or whether he is being paid in cash, shares, or as many vegan power bars as he can carry from the office kitchen, you can safely assume that the value of this deal is substantial. Meghan has also been seen making the rounds at various business events. It was revealed in December 2020 via Oprah Winfrey's Instagram account of all places that Meghan had dabbled in entrepreneurship by investing in Clever, a vegan latte brand. She published a children's book called The Bench the following year, expanding her resume to include author. The book was deemed a semi-literate vanity project by The Telegraph. The New York Times broke the news in October 2021 that the ambitious Sussexes had joined as impact partners with a fintech asset manager called Ethic. Sum it up. Take the one. The couple appears to have amassed a fortune that would allow them to live like Scrooge McDuck if they so desired. Estimates put the sum at over $245 million, but no one has concrete numbers. Note that Harry will give $2.2 million to his Centervale charity and $540,000 to the British charity Wellchild from the proceeds of his book. In short, they were able to start a new chapter of their lives in the United States for richer. Again, the question is, where did all the money go? Is Harry digging through the cushions of one of his many beige sofas in an attempt to find the Bitcoin he accidentally dropped there? Has he dug through the pockets of his favourite pair of jeans in search of the Microsoft stock he received as a gift when he was 8 years old? The couple has not exactly been living frugally, what with purchasing a $20 million Montecito estate, where months after arriving in America and showing no signs since then of giving up their preference for private jet travel. And then there's Harry and his penchant for polo and his stable of $180,000 horses, not to mention Meghan's wardrobe, which he debuted last year after spending more than $114,000. It's unclear whether the Duke actually owns the horse he uses at his Los Padres team. But he may be the Pete Best, aka the Forgotten Beatle, of this story, according to a number of reports. Sure, the allegations of institutional racism and cruel indifference to their mental health woes get all of the attention when it comes to the why of Megxit. According to Valentine Lowe's 2018 book, Courtiers, The Hidden Power Behind the Crown, several members of staff reported hearing Meghan say, "I can't believe I'm not getting paid for this," while on tour in Sydney in 2018. He also says that while she did the voiceover for a Disney wildlife documentary in return for a charitable donation in 2019, some insiders suspected that in the end she wanted to make money. Following the Megxit bombshell, also known as the Instagram post heard round the world that the Sussexes dropped, Tom Bower writes in Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the War Between the Windsors, money they knew was at the heart of Meghan's thoughts, and it seemed that she intended to monetize the monarchy. Having joined the royal family through marriage, Meghan began to understand that the British monarchy was neither flush with money nor an invincible luxury Rolls-Royce machine, as Bower puts it. Finding Freedom authors Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durand quote a source familiar with the negotiations as saying that the biggest row was over money, because it always is, when discussing the royal couple's divorce settlement talks in early 2020. Who would be responsible for funding the Sussexes' post-palace lifestyle has been a source of contention and finger-pointing for a very long time. While the Duke and Duchess of Sussex appeared on Oprah last year dressed for a mezzo-funeral sopranos in the Naples, Harry complained sulkily, "My family literally cut me off financially." It was awkward when it was revealed that Charles has allocated a substantial sum to the Duke and Duchess even after they jetted off into the sunset. Harry's comments on Oprah were in reference to the first quarter of the fiscal reporting period in the UK. A Sussex spokesperson later told the press, "Now, it all makes sense. We still haven't solved this mystery. Where exactly is the $245 million that the world's most famous immigrants are supposed to be making?" And that's before we get to the most incredible part of the Sun report, that despite Harry and Meghan accusing the royal family of institutional racism, ignoring their suffering, and of total neglect, he still had the chutzpah to turn around and ask them for money. Similarly, the Sun understands Charles, the Prince of Wales, asked his son to put in requests via email through his personal assistant, and Charles insisted that his son must email him instead, were both reported. Although it is unclear from the story whether or not Harry was actually able to get assistance from the Bank of Dad, if the claims made here are true, Harry clearly has some serious money and common sense problems. Okay, that was probably my lamest pun yet. How about you guys? Speculate. What do you think of Harry and Meghan? Leave your thoughts and comments in the section below and we'll talk about them and the royal family. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video and feel free to share with anyone that you might know who will enjoy it and has the right to do so. Also, if you want to stay up to date in the future, be sure to subscribe to the UK Royal News Trend. Now, I'd like to say thank you for watching, hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.